next year. That's the biggest one right now.
Final NBC poll had him at just 40% approval, 57% disapproval. How does this compare to past presidents entering their re-election year? Here you can see it. Here's the 40 that we have Biden at right now. These are all the final polls heading into the election year, re-election year that NBC conducted. You just see all the recent presidents. Look, Trump got beat in 2020. He was at 44 heading into his re-election year. Bush Sr. got beat in 92. He was at 52 and heading south rapidly there. But you see how that number compares. That's the lowest. That's the lowest in an NBC poll for an incumbent facing a re-election here.
But what we can have is a governor in the state of Texas acting the way he is acting. And quite frankly, the rogue buses that are being dropped off across this country in the middle of the night, leaving people with no real support at all, no coordination with the local municipalities. That type of chaos is certainly dividing our country.
Your chairman is asking the White House for any documents that President Biden played a role in his son Hunter's decision to defy a subpoena from the Republicans on your committee. They point to the White House press secretary saying that the president was, quote, certainly familiar with what his son was going to say. Should the White House comply?
The White House has been complying, unlike, of course, the Trump White House. The Biden White House has been complying all along, and we have looked at, for 11 months now, thousands and thousands of documents. We've had testimony from all kinds of people in the government, Treasury, IRS, you name it.
So they should comply.
They don't have anything on Joe Biden, so I assume they should continue to participate in the charade because the Biden administration is a law-abiding administration, unlike the Trump administration.
What is very clear is that not only are we providing mental health related services as well as vaccinations and health screenings and providing medical health care for these families when they arrive, the moment they get off those buses, we're not seeing that same treatment on the border. In other words, there's no health screenings, no vaccinations. That process at the border is absolutely raggedy and reckless. But we cannot have a governor who decides that he's going to cling to the vestiges of Jefferson Davis when we should be pulling to the hopes and aspirations that were left by Frederick Douglass. We have to have a coordinated response to this humanitarian crisis. We cannot allow chaos to dictate and to divide this country.
Angola announced today that they're leaving OPEC. I was curious if there was an administration response, as maybe it relates to energy prices, and if it was an issue that came up when Angola's president met with President Biden 3 weeks ago.
So, as you know, we're not a member of OPEC Plus, so you would have to speak directly to the government of Angola.
Not anymore either. That's why I was.
Oh, well, I'm just saying we're not members. We're not. Good point. But we're not members of OPEC Plus. That is not something that I can speak to. You would have
to. It did come up in conversations.
I can't go beyond what the readout was from that conversation, but obviously we are not members of OPEC Plus. So you have to talk to them about that. All right, thanks, guys.